I will take a bite out of that.
Gay Tanic said Aaron fucked Nick's wife. That is true, but Nick also fucked Aaron's wife.
Piece if we knock out today's.
And only one of them ended up with both wives. So, I'm just saying.
And you guys,
do I personally, like, whatever? I honestly don't care what Nick does. I don't care what his wife does with her pussy, and I don't care what Nick does with his dick. I'm not as hung up on the whole open relationship thing as other people are. I know everybody loves to throw the cuck word around. Do I personally think it has much of a place like in marriages? No, but what the fuck do I know about marriages? I was married one time and it lasted as long as a trip to rehab would last. Down to the day, 28 days. So what do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know. Personally, I personally get by better in open relationships. And I don't mean just open willy-nilly, me and the chick are just out fucking everyone and anyone. But like, I don't know, not having the whole fucking possessive craziness thing. I mean, hey, what can I say? It's not for everybody. But again, it ain't, it's funny to cover because of all the drama that came out of it. But I got to be honest with you. If anybody remembers when all this shit started popping off, when was it? About a year ago now. When it started, like, actually, it was more than a year ago. It was like back in February last year when fucking Zen Rhino was the one tipping me off. And I think Gravy, too. Might have been Gravy or Triple N. I know Zen Rhino was one of them. And then I think it might have been Triple M. But two people were coming to me every couple of days and being like, have you heard this shit with Aaron and Nick Rekieta? And I was like, no. And they were like coming to me with all these like field reports. And they're like, yeah, dude, so apparently they're doing a bunch of cocaine, right? And like swinging, and they're doing hot tub streams, and like they're all strung out, and everybody's like, and like all that shit didn't really bug me. Like, it didn't really register with me at first. I didn't care, I guess is the point I'm trying to make. Like, I just didn't care. It was, people know how I feel about like content when I'm trying to find content. So it's just sometimes I don't know all the facts. Same thing with the Rekieta and the Imholtes. I wasn't interested when they were swinging and doing drugs because I'm not like a gossipy girl at the fucking hair salon going like, can you believe that? There's kids in that house. I don't care about that shit. I honestly did not care about the Aaron and Nick shit until that battering ram hit that fucking door. When the battering ram, no, actually, just before that, when Aaron said that he was no longer with April and that he had been lying for months about how everything was fine, that's when I went, okay, now we got something here. You have to understand, I'm not interested in people's personal lives. I'm interested in the fallout that results from people's personal lives. You know, I'm not interested in so much what people are doing as much as how they're handling it. So I didn't get interested in any of this shit until Aaron started, like, when I started seeing him start this pattern of like his stories absolutely being complete bullshit. You know, oh yeah, no, everything's great. Everything's actually great. And I'm worried about those people. And it's been a wild ride with Aaron. Watching everything come up for another win has been phenomenal. It's been quite a ride. Everything's a win. Gay Tanic said, you got to be sympathetic to Aaron. Didn't your wife leave you for another guy too? Doesn't everyone, like, how is that? What's that, man? By the way, I was married to her for less than a month. So, I mean, it wasn't like, when you want to compare it, it really is at the end of the day, just like any girlfriend leaving you in life. I've never been married long enough to really consider a wife leaving me. She was just another girlfriend. But I've had women leave me for another man. Gaytanic, are you telling me that you have never had a woman leave you for another man? Because if I'm telling you, if you've never had a woman dump you for another guy, then there's literally, then you're either a gay guy or there's zero mileage on your dick. There's no way. You could be an A-list celebrity and a bitch will dump your ass. I don't know what to tell you about that. But no, I don't need to be sympathetic to Aaron because I saw all of this coming for Aaron. I tried to warn Aaron that this would happen. Everything I've told Aaron years ago has come true. I told him if you can't decide what, because when he was freaking out about fucking Chad Zumach, and he was like, basically, essentially, Chad's bullying us and April can't handle it. And I don't know what the hell, I don't know what to do. And I said, dude, if you guys can't handle Chad Zumach, you're not ready for the next levels of internet villains that are going to fuck with you down the road. And the other thing I told him was, she doesn't seem very happy. It sounds like she doesn't, because I wasn't observing the show. He was telling me she wasn't happy. And I said, if she's not happy being your co-host, then you need to get a new co-host. I told him at some point, you are going to have to decide if you want a wife or if you want a co-host, or you will end up with neither. Boy, was that fucking prophetic. Gaytanic said he left his whore. Rekieta stayed with his whore. I mean, if that's your angle, bud. If you really believe that Aaron left. Right. She didn't dump me. I broke up with her. My man, you can't leave. You can't leave a quintuple. You can't leave a polyamorous relationship. Nigga, you get voted out. People don't leave polyamorous relationships. They don't. That's like resigning from the board of directors. People don't just resign. Usually the board gets together and goes, you gotta go. You're a buzzkill. He was being a buzzkill. He admits himself. All he was doing was arguing with Nick, arguing with her, arguing with Kayla. He got voted out, dog. And then he snitched on them after the fact.
Nature can't fucking break that thing
all
down.
this is here is just...
Listen, all I'm saying is, Gaytanic, you're more than welcome to hate Nick. I will allow you... because you're at least, look, I don't agree with you, but you're making more salient points than Rai Rai was. Rai Rai deserved a little bit of a rizzing tonight, a little bit of a hazing for, he had stupid talking points that made no sense. Yeah, Rekieta's streaming for 30 people now, and I was like, no, he wasn't. He had 2,700 watching. I don't know what you mean by that. Well, all right, fine, but it's still not that much. Okay, fine. It's not, whatever, but he still made more money than everybody else. Yeah, I mean, I guess, whatever. So at least to your credit, and I know that this Gaytanic guy is I know this Gaytanic person's angle. I think I've got a feeling. I mean, I know for a fact I know where he's coming from. Let's just put it that way. But there's only maybe a handful of people that Gaytanic could possibly be. So I know you're not here being a genuine cool. Yeah, man, I'm just part of the conversation. I know you don't like me. I know you don't like Rekieta. And that's fine. But again, I want Gaytanic to be one of the people that can sit here and be living proof that you can shit on people I'm friends with. Just don't be full of shit. At least Gaetanic's making points that I can't really refute. I disagree with them, but he's not saying things that are completely, like, absolutely just made up. Like, and especially things that are based on numbers, like things that are demonstrably false.